Ooh, double kill. Such an 80s shot. Sped up, flying V cruising over the camera. Climbing around on trucks is nothing new. It's been done right from the first movie. Okay, it's not exactly the same, but it really picked up in Road Warrior. But my point now is that stopping to do repairs isn't even a consideration. Their entire culture is built around the idea that they just keep moving.
They should be walking with the immortal, no feasting with their heroes full time.
McFeasting? The subtitles say McFeasting. Did Morton Joe convince them that heaven was just McDonald's? Yeah, that checks out.
Barry and Barry.
Speaking of their culture, tumors are such a part of a war boy life that they just accept it, name them, even give them tattoo smiley faces. It all makes sense given the whole half-life radiation poisoning thing. Might as well embrace it. And you could say Morton Joe leaves his embellishment on everything.
Angharad used to call them anti-seed.
Plant one and watch something die.
Angharad was a little dark. Our cut to nighttime and blue light. Fun fact, this entire sequence was actually shot during the bright sun-filled day and recolored to look like night. This way there's no loss of detail. And then we get these independent light sources that bring back the subject's natural color, like the girls with the candlelight, Iota with his stage spotlight, and the exploded cars with their explosions. Even the war drums and guitar all slow down since the war party ain't chugging anymore. There are probably better places to keep spare rounds, but hey, resourcefulness is resourcefulness.
You lost a baby brother.
I had a baby brother, and he was perfect! Perfect in every way!
Optimism? Another vehicle designed specifically to show the insurmountable odds Furiosa and gang are facing. Buzzsaw and excavator armed trucks for knocking off assailants, monster truck for getting over rock piles, and tank chargers with tracks that can glide over slimy muck no problem. They sidestep the whole slapstick. Who's driving? With just a simple look. Ooh, you gotta love that moment. Just the way Furiosa doesn't actually ask. There's like this unspoken, look, you can take the last shot, but I'm here. And remember that Max fought with Furiosa in the canyon against the Rock Riders, where you might have noticed that for every 3 to 4 pistol shots Max took to bring a rider down, Furiosa took 1 shot with the SKS. We also know that Max saw Furiosa kill 2 bikers with 1 shot from the SKS. So of course, he's gonna let her fire the last bullet. Also, earlier Toast, yeah, that's her name, Toast the Knowing, says,
I've only got 4 for Big Boy here, so he's all but useless.
but then after Max fires the first shot, since she said that, she says,
You've got 2 left!
so it's possible there was a shot off screen, or more likely is that they reordered these scenes and the counting of shells used to be before Furiosa's shot. All I'm saying is that if you don't want us to notice stuff like this, don't make such an amazing movie that we watch it 9 million times.
Hold up a flare!
I am holding a flare.
Closer!
It's right in front of your eyes.
And that's what you get for probing.
Wouldn't want to shoot the wife, sir. Just probing.
Resourcefulness, but it's also a little cute that it's the chain that bound them together that's saving the day this time.
Sing, brother cock.
H&K. Eloquence. Just constant, absolute desperation. Every last bit helps, so Max uses his 170 to 190 pounds to help weigh down the tree and Furiosa pushes along. Also, under crap you probably missed even on the 4th viewing, Max just immediately frees the winch cable and throws it in front of the truck. Come on. They've had a sweet spiked handle kukri this whole time. What is this? Limbo? No, I mean in a good way. Is this Limbo? This movie is stunning. Man, such simple gestures to say, welcome to the team, all's forgiven. He knows what wheels mean in the Immortan cult, and he stole a boot from Nux earlier.
You're bleeding.
That's not his blood.
I want to question how she could possibly know that, but somehow her knowing makes it even more badass. You know, like, badass good guy. Nothing to say about what happened, just went and did it. The entire off-screen fight is defined only as this.
Retaliate first.
It's like if someone knew one thing about you when writing your character, say that you really liked Star Trek, so they gave you Star Trek wallpaper and Star Trek sheets, made your turbo look like nacelles, your steering wheel would be a Starfleet emblem. What am I talking about? That would be awesome. Oh, right. The steering wheel is made of shell casings.
I was taken as a child.
Given that she's pretty non-irradiated and also looks like Charlize Theron, I buy the idea that she was one of Joe's wives.
That's bait.
I feel like George Miller designed this shot for social media GIF responses. I mean, she wouldn't be that much higher in his eye line, but it works perfectly for replying on Twitter. Anyway, meme win.
There's something in the eyes.
Clearly she's read pickup lines from the waist.
What happened to your mother?
She died.
Oh man. Furiosa being reminded of the hand gesture the Vuvellini make when honoring or remembering the dead.
The green place.
But if you came from the west, you passed it. The soil.
We had to get out.
We had no water,
The
and
water was filth.
it was poisoned.
What others?
The many mothers.
We're the only ones left.
If bullets are anti-seed, this movie is sometimes anti-hope. which, works to its advantage. And even though the colors are always beautiful, if there's one scene I agree works better on the Chrome edition, it's this one. All the life sucked out, contrast jacked right up, pure misery.
You passed it.
The crows. That creepy place with all the crows.
And see, what did I say about the crows? They put up a hand mirror to replace the one that was broken in the canyon.
Ah, so many different kinds.
Trees, flowers. Back then, everyone had their fill.
These movies used to be almost exclusively Australian actors except for Max, so it's like these two are reminiscing over the days gone by. Also, have you ever seen a more beautiful octogenarian? Pickup lines?
Back then, there was no need to snap anybody.
Indeed, no need. I love how this ties back into the wives' convo from earlier.
Angharad used to call them anti-seed. Plant one and watch something die. Thought somehow you girls were above all that.
The Dag questions the keeper of the seeds, really inventive names there, Miller, about being above killing people, about using anti-seed, and she responds by showing her the hope she carries with them. Although it's also a reminder that one shot, one kill is in the Vuvolini blood.
Headshots, all of them, snapped right in the medulla.
Starts the film staring out at a vast desert of emptiness only to be chased by his past. Now he's staring out at another desert, only this time he does the chasing to change their future. Don't at me, I'm a poet. Even what could be the simplest scene like this is given a 12-second tracking shot with care and attention and is always pleasing to look at. So he was coloring in the Immortan emblem with his own blood.
I thought you weren't insane anymore.
Wait, when was he insane? Actually, what made you think he stopped being insane? But let's just appreciate that every word out of the Dag's mouth is either filth or poetic gold.
Say, anyone notice that bright light? Encroaching gunfire?
He's a crazy smeg who eats schlanger.
Angharad, is that just the wind? Or is that a furious vexation?
Warlord Jr. Gonna be so ugly.
Abby Lee is amazing.
What's there to find at the Citadel?
Green.
See, told ya. Also, he's never believed her.
Where is this green place?
A long night's run, heading east.
We need inventory.
I want you
How do you know this place even exists?
Even having seen this, he knew it was likely the only green place left.
I suggest we go back the same way we came, through the canyon.
With one look, she conveys that she knows it's both the best option they have and that there's no way they'll all make it back alive.
160 days ride that way. There's nothing but salt. Together. Come across some kind of redemption.
Max's biggest speech, really his only speech in the movie, makes it all the more convincing for Furiosa. I have more to say about this in the conclusion, but whether he knows for certain that this was an ocean or he just has a feeling, it means the most of Furiosa coming from him. He knows she'll never find the redemption she's looking for out there because he never does. Even metal gods need rest. Hey, it's the music box Max found in the beginning of Road Warrior. Zoe Kravitz is the adult feral kid confirmed. It's like she's just waiting around for a few medullas to snap.
Snap right in the medulla.
That's mine!
He'd recognize it even with those giant rear wheels, since it's one of the very few right-hand drive cars in the entire movie. This reminds me of something that landed on the cutting room floor of part 1 that you all agreed was awesome when they plow through the sand in the canyon and the blowers were closed just to keep the sand out, and once they made it clear, the blowers opened up as if taking a breath. The war rig is a living, breathing, sometimes thirsty main character. Some people can handle their guzz, some people can't. Love? Seems like love. Nux is usually only into immortal dudes covered in whiteout, so this would be new. Oh, I guess that's where the human hair goes. One thing I'll say for the Vuvolini is that they never go out without taking some war boys with them. No matter how good a direction things seem to be going, Max finally cut the last plow off, causing it to crash into another pursuit vehicle. Here come the polecats, and what an entrance it is. I mean, now that's an entrance. And now you can see why Max didn't want Furiosa coming at him with the bolt cutters. The stuff you start to see when you slow this movie down. I mean, I can't show you, obviously, but it's gone. His ribcage is gone. Glory the Child has some prophecy powers, apparently. Chekhov's knife, just like Max's knife from a while back. Brutal friendly fire. Saving your brother an arm. Chekhov's knife. Headshot, one last headshot. Miller really takes Darkest Before the Dawn to heart. A lot of you pointed out variations on the idea that Max needed his car to be destroyed in order to move on from his past life.
That's mine!
And I'm here to agree. Bye-bye, Interceptor. Helpfulness? These two just carrying on, no worries. And Max doesn't even see the People Eater as a threat. He just casually climbs in and then breaks his wrist real fast and then uses him as a human shield. Also, revolver gear shift? One thing that's hard to put into words about why these action scenes work so well is that they are completely controlled, utter chaos. Oxymoronic, but there is no direction that danger doesn't come from. Danger from above, from below, from behind, the side. Max just jumped around from multiple vehicles, and every time you think he's safe, you can't even finish the thought before something else crazy happens, and yet it's all trackable. Also, you've just never seen such power and speed from huge semis like this. Gas Down Leader's gas pedal is a $sign made out of quarters and dimes. Actually, are those Australian dollar 5-cent and 20-cent coins? Okay, no. So after researching way too long, that is definitely a Namibian 5-cent coin, and that's a 10-cent coin. Which makes sense since they shot there. So yay, Namibia currency. What? How do I? What? Surreal explosion? I don't know. And at the beginning, I assumed the war boys were just using the car carrier as a soldier transport, but now I can see it's filling up with all the explodey cars. Hey, it's Rictus's monster truck that killed Angharad. Good, got to say her name wrong just one more time.
Rictus! Take me!
And even you were tricked for a second into thinking Cheeto was still singing that same tune from earlier.
He'll forgive us!
But really, she just wanted to help Furiosa.
Remember me?
Comeuppance. But, you know, if Toe Cutter can survive this to become Immortan Joe, I'm sure he'll be fine. Aw, happy to die knowing her seeds would go somewhere they could grow. Oh man, that'll get ya. No chroming this time. Nux doesn't need to hype himself up. He doesn't want the witness of Immortan Joe or his fellow war boys. He's not even worried about entering Valhalla. He's giving his life to save Capable, and only her witness matters to him. And she does the Vuvolini hand gesture to honor his sacrifice. Yeah, self-sacrifice. But what a build-up to his sacrifice. Once Immortan Joe is dead and Cheeto announces it, the sound effects from the world dull down and a somber score picks up as if Immortan Joe took the anger and violence with him. But then we get the bass strings from the intro to let us know Rictus has a little fight left in him.
I am so sorry.
I guess he'd know a thing or two about air being in places inside your body it isn't supposed to be. You remember what I said about resourcefulness earlier, right? Yeah, it's like breathing for people like Max. He's not going to let that plastic IV tubing go to waste. Land. And if you're wondering why he needed to add needles, Nux cut right through the line when he cut the chain.
Okay, that's not what you
Dude, even the under their breath mumbling is medically accurate.
My name is Max.
Yep. There's a lot to be said for a man like Max. His transformation from Mad Max 1 after losing everything to Road Warrior is night and day, and in Road Warrior he loses even more. He's not a man who bothers with his name because, number one, you'll probably be dead soon anyway, and number two, if you're going to be dead soon, he's not interested in getting to know you. There's only so much pain a man can take. Ironically, it isn't until he's about to lose Furiosa that he realizes living like that. Well, actually, two guys said it sarcastically better than I could.
Well, I think that's a super philosophy, Sean. Well, that way you can go through your entire life without ever having to really know anybody.
War percussionists. If you're one of those people who gets all stressed out about them wasting the water, that's still a terrible delivery system for clean water. First, it's more symbolic, and second, there's a chance that the aquifer underground is the size of a Great Lake. And that's what I choose to believe, because I am one of those people. And hey, Furiosa has that same look that Max had at the end of Road Warrior after the crash, where his dog absolutely was fine and he was just sleeping for the rest of the movie. Thank you very much! The point is that I can't really see her eye color as much, but even with one eye showing, Furiosa is still the most beautiful thing on the Fury Road, and when you grab your copy of Pickup Lines from the Wasteland, you'll get my sophomore book, Even More Pickup Lines from the Wasteland. Don't forget about your furious vexations. This score, that nod. Badass good guy, badass good girl. Max doesn't want the comforts or securities he just earned for himself. He'd still rather make his own way. And Furiosa found redemption, whatever role she played in being Immortan's enforcer, general, whatever you want to call the equivalent of an imperator. Saving not just the wives, but freeing everyone from the warlord's rule is a good start at redemption. I'm sorry, did I mention this score? Did I mention this piece of music that mixes triumph, resolve, new beginnings, and a twinge of sorrow? Did I? Even in the wide, you can see Max slinking away. And why wouldn't Miller end this film as epic and glorious as the rest? Hey, so, I still have a conclusion for this movie, and it's a doozy. Not sure when it'll be done, not even really sure when this one's gonna be done. Maybe Saturday, maybe next week, but somehow Fury Road turned into an old three-parter. But I will have the conclusion in part 3 done before the end of the year. I definitely think I will. So Merry Christmas. I think this will be up before Christmas. Happy holidays, and if I don't get another video up before the new year, Happy New Year.